Assalamualaikum, this is English 6th class and we are going to read a chapter Nicobobinus by Terry Jones. Okay, actually this is the opening chapter of Nicobobinus and it introduces the characters and gets straight into an adventure. And this humorous and entertaining novel is one that you might like to read, right? Okay, we learn that the Nicobobinus is an extraordinary child who stuck his tongue out at the prime minister, right? And he lives in Venice city, and Rosie is his best friend, and she knew that he could do anything, right? But people do not pay attention to what Rosie says because she's always having wild ideas. Like once she suggests that she and Nicobobinus should pull up every weed on his doorstep and discover the land of dragons, right? And she made him agree to just go on their adventure, and on their they just went and they met the night watchman and a dog on their journey, right? And what happened next? Just start reading and get an idea. Before this, here are some words. Dirt, silly. Jerkin, a sleeveless jacket, typically just made of leather. Roller, a heavy cylindrical stone used to flatten the grass. And shutters, wooden window covers. Okay, squam, to wriggle or twist the body from side to side. Weed, to pull up wild plants growing in unwanted places. This is chapter 1. This is the story of the most extraordinary child who ever stuck his tongue out at the prime minister. His name was Nicobobinus. He lived a long time ago in a city called Venice, and he could do anything. Of course, not everybody knew he could do anything. In fact, only his best friend Rosie knew, and nobody took any notice of anything Rosie said because she was always having wild ideas on way. One day, for example, Rosie said to the Nicobobinus, "Let's pull up every single weed on your doorstep." "Let's not," said Nicobobinus, which is what Rosie thought he would say. "In that case," replied Rosie, "let's discover the land of dragons." "Don't be daft," said Nicobobinus. "How can we do that?" "Because you can do anything," said Rosie. So, the next morning, just as it was getting light, Rosie threw little pebble on the Nicobobinus shutters. Nicobobinus was still half asleep when he looked out. "What's the matter, Rosie?" he asked. "Shh," whispered Rosie. "I have got the buns and lemonade." As you can see in the picture. "What for?" asked Nicobobinus. "Supplies for the road," whispered Rosie. "Where are we going?" asked Nicobobinus. "We are going to find the land dragon." "We are going to find the land of dragons," whispered Rosie. "Don't you remember?" "Oh, I thought you might have forgotten about that," said Nicobobinus. "No fear," said Rosie. "It is one of the best ideas I have ever had." "What about the weeding?" said Nicobobinus. "Come on," said Rosie. So they set off through the early morning town. When they got to the end of the narrow street where they lived, they met a night watchman who said, "Where are you two going at this hour?" "We are going to look for the Lord of Dragons," said Nicobobinus. "You can't do that at this time of morning," said the night watchman. But before he could grab them, Rosie and Nicobobinus were sprinting away as fast as they could. And they didn't stop running until they had crossed the bridges and tripped over a dog that was laying asleep under a garden wall. Rosie's bottle of lemonade smashed against the wall, and the dog leaped to his feet, barking as if he had thought doomsday had arrived. For a moment, they were sure it was going to bite them, but then it noticed the two buns that had rolled into the gutter, and it wolfed them down, barked, "Thank you," and ran to tell to his friends. "We are not going to get far without supplies," said Rosie gloomily, and because she is worrying now. "I wonder if I could pick a few of those," said Nicobobinus, gazing up at an apple tree on the other side of the garden wall. "Of course you can," said Rosie. "Stand on my shoulders." "No." So Nicobobinus stood on Rosie's shoulder and climbed onto the wall. But the tree was further away than he thought, and as he reached out, he lost his balance and fell with a crash down into the most magnificent garden he had ever been in. Nicobobinus looked back at the high wall, but there was no way he could climb back. "What am I going to do?" he yelled. "You will think of something," Rosie yelled back. Look, right? Okay. Crossing her fingers very hard. "Oh, yes," a voice behind Nicobobinus. Nicobobinus didn't stop to look who it was. He ran straight into a tree. "Got you," said the voice, and Nicobobinus felt 5 thick fingers on his neck. "Oh," said Nicobobinus. "I have been waiting for you," said the voice. And Nicobobinus felt 5 more thick fingers around his wrist. But Nicobobinus, instead of trying to run away, doubled himself up and went backwards as fast as he could. So the man's legs were knocked from under him and he landed in a pile of leaves. "Are you right?" called Rosie. But she didn't hear anything reply except for the man, who growled, "Just you wait, both of you." "Oh dear," said Rosie, "sound like trouble." And she was right. So while reading, what sort of trouble could Rosie and Nicobobis have possibly gotten into? You must think and just go through with the chapter 1, then we will read chapter 2. I hope you are getting. Have a nice day.